Next week's X. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Tom. All right. How can you trade options on a stock that could go up or down cheaply? Ooh, that's a really good question. Um, you could do calls and I mean, technically you could do calls and puts. I would never do a straddle because it's very hard to make money, but basically playing cheap short dated options, looking for a move on earnings. That's it. Nothing crazy. Anytime you play earnings though, you want to do, in my opinion, real cheap options. I would not do anything usually over like $3. Or if it's like a super expensive stock, you can do a spread. Just know when you do a spread on earnings, you do limit your gains, which if you're already taking the risks, you know, do you really want to limit your gains? Usually not. All right. Oh, 85% in Marvel overnight. Oh, great job, Michael, and XLE. Wow. Good whole. I haven't even looked at Marvel today. I know earlier in the week it was hot. My buddy Dennis did good on that too. All right, let's take a look at others. The mags. So let me ask all mags because we saw some good flow into Amazon today. I don't say good yesterday, and then today Amazon had a nice move. Apple's been hot as well. So mags, let's do our sentiment. Amazon, Apple's pretty good, pretty hot, and then Teslita. Uh, as well. But what is everyone else sentiment on mags? Because they look pretty good today. I know that's kind of been the rotation. I feel like uh every market downturn, you get some nice mags. I mean, look, Tesla, Amazon, obviously Intel, not a mag, but Apple oven, yeah, Google even green, softy green. Nvidia's kind of lagging. Um, Take-Two, EA. Netflix, dead cat bounce. Facebook, we started seeing a lot of Facebook buyers today. So maybe if you want to take a flyer, there were some really good Facebook Meta next week calls, which I liked. I like these Meta calls for next week. You know, I wouldn't do um I wouldn't do anything long dated. So these are cheap Meta calls if you want to, take a risk on a flyer. But I like those meta bets. They weren't huge, but meta's been kind of cooled off lately. So you're kind of just looking for the next leg up, consolidating. Earnings are later in the month, but you know, solid consolidation in meta. But what's the sentiment? Oh, nice job on Super Micro. Oh, you're already in meta. Good, good. They say they're overextended. The mags? Really? Okay, so mags. Sentiment overextended. I know Kramer said something like that. I think it was yesterday. So obviously, we have a little gap up in the market. Still overextended. Overextended. Therefore, more upside ahead. And usually when things get quiet, that's a good thing. So bullish on mags. I don't know if I spelled that right. Does it matter? No. All right, what else? What is everyone else telling y'all to do so we can do the opposite? We can play the contrarian game. I know energy's been hot. We'll probably get the media talking about energy soon. So you might want to cool off on energy because it already made a move. What else? The Dow stocks looked good. They had a nice move today. Mid caps and small caps as well. Big move today. What else? Meta had a flop on their glasses. No, I wouldn't really look at that too much. I think that's why it's probably already down for the past few days. But I do agree. The glasses thing is never, that's why Snapchat never got going. Lack. Oh, Scott says rumors that USAR might be government funded. Scott, where did you hear those rumors? Was it James Oucher? Because it could be a pump job if it is. Rays baseball? No one goes to baseball games in Tampa. Come on now. They play in the Tampa Yankee field, the minor league field. What's his name? James Altucher? So I know this was the original stock he pumped. Was it from him? Oh yes, the Sydney Sweeties. I saw that. James Altucher. Man, there's no info on it. I think you had to pay for it. All right, never mind. If you hear a rumor about that, it's probably BS. I would be more inclined for MP because, and here's the reason why MP. And, again, I don't want to get into politics, but, when you have people in the administration front running stocks, um, you know, you gotta do a little wink wink. So yeah, all right. So I would be more inclined on MP than USAR because MPA we've had an October call buyer. This was on the dead high of the day, so I want to look at it too much. But the Shamath Palapatia, I don't know how to say his name, um, is I think he's still in MP. So Shamath is a big Trump, you know, supporter. And I believe, I'm not sure if he's still in it though. I know he was an investor in MP. So I would say more MP than anything else. I know he was an early investor in MP. And you can see, obviously, he pumps his own book. So I think Shamath, with his thing in MP, is more probable than USAR. That's Shamath. He was like an old Facebook guy. So I'm leaning more towards MP. Again, I don't know. I don't have any inside info. I wish I did, but yeah. Eh. Nucor looks pretty good too. And you for steel? That's some November calls today. It could be a play as well. But yeah, don't discount the rare earth stocks. They've been pretty good. I know you had more buying, and I missed that one earlier and yesterday. 2 days in a row. I've missed them. Um, BKKT. Is that a SPAC, BKKT? Some of these stocks I forget. Bacat Holdings. Looks like a pump and dump. Crypto trading. Eh. No thanks. No thank you. All right, let's see what else we got. Freeport, CPA, Rocket. CPA was interesting, just very illiquid. Rocket, I like. Yeah, I like those rockets. Stock's pretty flat today too, so not all bid up. I do like those rockets for November. It's a high flyer stock. What's the short interest in Rocket? Let's take a look. Let's go to our good friend Finviz. We have like a 10% short float. That would be great. I know, oh, Citron Research is the one behind Rocket. What? Are you kidding me? 50% short float just about? No way. You just can't be right. Uh, what? This could be the next GameStop. There's no way it's a 50% short float. 76%? This can't be right. 55%? Well, AI says 70, even if it's 30%. Is this what? Wolf has a look at Wolf, 95%. Look what happened to this stock this year. I mean, it's quadrupled in the past couple months. What? And you look at that parabolic move. Oh my days. I had no idea. What is this? Did they get some kind of oh my God. Did they have some kind of like Sorry, I don't nope, understand. Not you, Siri. Did they have some kind of like a lawsuit or like fraud allegations? Hold on, this is insane. Citron, when they say they bought more Rocket, they're already out the position. Remember we saw Rocket on earnings last quarter and did calls? So Citron used to have a position in them. I don't know if they still do, but they're a short seller who was trying to pump it. Why is the short float so high? Illegal kickbacks. Oh, they had a Department of Justice lawsuit. Oh God. Illegal kickback scheme. Wow. All right, let's see who the CEO is. Let's see if he's a money hungry pig or if he's some California Libby. Varun Kish has served in CEO since September. Let's look at Varun. Does he look corrupt? Kind of. Why can't I search anymore? Google Lenses. All right, let's see if this guy is pretty corrupt. He goes on CNBC, so he likes money. Fireside chat. Are you corrupt, my friend? Let's look at your insider buying. If you want to do a fundamental stock analysis, this is really all you have to do. He's only worth 19 million? Oh, so he needs money. What have you been doing? Options, options. 9, 8. Nothing. Let's do open insider. See if we could get some. Oh, refute what? My websites are going under. Does anyone know what Alex uses now for insider buying? My open insider is now gone, and I can't see anything. 78%. Oh, he's in Detroit? Ooh. Yeah, Detroit is corrupt. He's got to be hurting for money if he's only worth 13 million or 19 million. All right. Wow. How much was the RKT bet? 300 grand? If it was like a million, I would go size. How much are they? RKT. 40,000 November 21s traded today? What? Hold on. Let's see and make sure. There's the let's get out all these spread craps. We don't want any spreads. Spreads are for the losers. So we don't want to look at spreads. So this was a May 27 buyer, some November 23s. Where's the November 21? Here it is. They bought them around 195. Well, they're 185 now. 40,000 contracts. Volatility spiked massively too. Let's look at the vol. Might have found a new darling. Vol spiked on the orders. So they must have bought them here. 11:30-ish. 11:41. So you can see here's where they bought the calls. See how volatility spiked? Volatility still high. Oh yeah. Interesting. I would say this is probably the most corrupt name on the play. Maybe not the most corrupt. The best of the best today, I would say, so far. All right, let me get into the chat. What did I miss? Wow, I think we might have found a new darling. What was the GameStop? Um, what was the GameStop max short float? Short interest. What was the max GameStop had? Anyone remember back in the day? Hmm. What was the max GameStop had? What year was it? In 2022?
One.
2021? It was for 114%. Here we go. 141%. Wow. Interesting. Intel just at highs. Huh. All right. Well, I think you might have discovered the new darling, and that might be Rocket to keep an eye on. If they start slamming some big calls in Rocket, I'm talking 500,000 to 1 million over these next few days, that might be the play for year end. What do they even do? Rocket Mortgage. Don't they have a stadium? Refinance. I guess lower interest rates, people refinance. Yeah. Turn equity into cash. Ooh, look how happy they look. Say get rewarded for renting. What did they do? You can buy, refi, rates, and loans. I guess if the economy goes bad, people get loans. Is it only a home loan?
I
Rocket?
think I think they do more stuff like credit wise. They might own credit wise
Is this a
or
meme stock though?
Credit Karma.
Is this a meme stock? Or like the Wall Street bet stock? Are they all on this thing or no?
I don't know. I'd have to pop in there.
I just don't want it to be the short float so high because all these 22-year-olds trading with $400 are buying one share. Rocket companies. What else do you do?
Oh, they do Redfin.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They bought Redfin. God, it's kind of like Open Door. Ugh. Oh Lord. Well, fundamentals, do they matter? No. They acquire Mr. Cooper. They can't get bought out though. Hmm. All right. Interesting. Probably the most interesting order of the day. QU. Wow. Holy mackerel. What are you? QUR. Jeez Louise. What are you, darling? QURE. Did you just get bought out? I think you did. Oh, this company's up 5x this week. They must have just got bought out. No. Yeah, move already happened. God, someone stepped up. Oh, drug news. Is there still vol on these options? QURE. Jan. Oh, wow. Yeah. Vol is insane. The 31 calls. It's basically a stock replacement. Wow. I guess maybe they have more drug trials. That's huge. So they're basically one to one with the stock. Wow. What is this trade here? The 60s. They also bought the uh I can't even see. They broke them up. Wow. They also bought some cheap out the money puts. Probably a drug trial upcoming. That's why all the crazy volatility or IV. Wow. What a hard hold though. Stock was 18 bucks to 13 bucks to 50 bucks. Jeez. Little late though. Woo! 25, $26 options. Ow. Oh, ow. What is it? Blue owl? Damn, looks horrible. I wouldn't take them. They're about 10% out the money. I don't even know what they are. I will say this. It's hard to buy puts on anything right now. I wanted to buy open door puts the other day, and then it went parabolic, but I don't even know if you can make money on open door puts. Stock's down 5.5%. The October puts are up 6%. So you really can't make money buying puts. Uh, on a high beta stock. You got to buy puts on like, I don't know, Coca-Cola, and then it goes down 1% the next day and you make 20, 30%. Or you buy puts on, I don't know, some boring stock and it goes down like Merck, and then it goes down 2% and your puts are up 40%. Just very, very hard to buy puts on anything, to be honest with you. So you really can't. Really can't buy puts in this market. Can't buy VIX, can't buy puts. I don't know what you can do. I mean, the only thing if I had to hedge, I would buy SQQ calls. If I had to hedge, that's probably the only play I would do. Like, let's say I was super bullish long, which I'm not, because I've been trading small. But like, let's say I was terrified of a government shutdown, I would buy like the SQQ November 20 calls and go YOLO, you know? Or maybe, well, more intel. Or maybe you get like Ford or GM because the autos are in a bubble. I mean, GM's strong. You have some guts. Maybe you do like you can't buy puts. You really can't. I mean, yeah. Like if you said Lance, what would you do to head? I would buy SQQ calls and hope and pray some Tesla weeklies here. Or you buy the Japanese yen, but there's no liquidity. Wow, it's a huge weekly call buyer. Oh, it's a stock replacement. So this trader's basically playing the stock here in Tesla. Or you buy the yen calls. There's just no liquidity, so you can't. Yeah, you really can't buy puts. Usually when people say that or like it's impossible to buy puts, it's the best time. But even if, I mean, I guess you could buy like, oh, XXP 620 puts for end of the year. And I don't know. I wouldn't, but I mean, the market, look at the market. Look how strong we are. I mean, look at this. All week, we did nothing all week. We're right back to where we open. And great for the 4 p.m. trades. They've been pretty good, the indicator. But I mean, the market, for everyone calling for a pullback, I mean, you got a pullback yesterday, and then we're right back up. So we'll continue to be long. Um, I'm out of both those positions. Yeah. I'm literally holding zilch right now. I'm holding a whopping Tesla, TSLL, a few WBD, a few BHP. I mean, literally like 5 contracts and then 20 Norwegians. Like I have zilch on. And then in my big book, I have about 1 million in small and mid caps. So I'm still long my big book. My trading account, not much size at all. At all. Like zilch. Zilch, zilch, zilch. You might need to buy more Intel though if you're not in it. I think you have to have Intel. It's like if you don't, it's like going to a baseball game without your glove, you know? Or it's like going to the buffet and you just had a McDonald's. It's like, what are you doing? But all right, Christian, do you have the link for me?
Yep.
83% in Intel. Ooh, ooh. Apple's been really strong too. Apple has been, it gave you a what, 5 minute dip this morning? That's been another super strong name. Um, oh, you know what? I might add. If Norwegian goes down to like 30 cents, 35 cents I'll add. We do have some earnings next week, by the way. You have Nike too, but Crocs has taken over because of Sydney the Sweeties. She's all she's making some money. I tell you, that girl is making some money. Tesla starting to rock here. That Sydney Sweeties, um, unbelievable. All right, Christian, you got the deck.
Yep.
All right. Do you know if I'm doing this too at 3:30 or no? Or I know the are at 3. I know the
Yes.
alerts go out at 3.
Yes.
What am I doing?
Oh, you're gonna go over the deck?
Yeah. But we do the alerts at 3.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure. All right. We do have our favorite Friday trade. I know a lot of people are asking. Many people all over the land. And we do a trade every Friday at 3 p.m. Three trades every Friday. Yes, that would be Sunday night. Sunday night. Sunday night. Sunday night, that will be. Yes.
I saw someone
Foul.
in the chat. They were asking like, would you open a position on Friday?
For
Answer
what
is
name?
yes. Any name.
Oh, yes. Friday is the best day to trade, gang. So here's why you trade Fridays. On Fridays, you have most traders, usually the old guys, because my mentors were old guys. So most of the old folks out there will say, do not trade on Friday. They say, do not trade on Friday. It's hard, it's difficult. Well, Fridays, and this is how I know, these old guys never traded options professionally, because Fridays give you the best chance of trading. Number one, the options are dead cheap. Dead cheap. Most regulators take Friday off, especially in the summertime, to go to the Hamptons, right? So you can use sneaky orders. Three or four or five, oftentimes the biggest and sneakiest trades happen on Friday because no one else will see them. And then on Monday, they'll get talked about or the news will come out. So that's why I really like that rocket order because it was so rare and unique. And same with Tesla, why I'm so excited. I mean, look at Tesla. It was one of the worst stocks yesterday. And today, if you look at the past 30 minutes, it's just nonstop squeezing. Why? Because the shorts have to cover on Friday. If you are a trader and you're short stocks, this is why I look at short interest so much. Right around 3 o'clock to 3:30, your broker is giving you a call saying, hey, that short call you have on Tesla or that position you have, are you going to cover? And they will make them cover, meaning they will make them buy it or automatically execute the trade for them. So you usually get the best moves on Friday, cheapest options, biggest potential moves, and all those options that are being sold on Friday at expiration. And now that we have so many stocks with weekly expiration, they have to buy back those options or buy the stock to cover. And then that carries over that balance into Monday because markets close Friday. And if they're not covered, they have to do it Monday. So not only do you have news potential on Friday, you have less regulation, kind of, and that those trades carry over to Monday. Friday is by far the best day to trade. Whether you like doing short dated weekly options or next week options, it is by far the best time to trade. I mean, look at the market today. Why is the market rallying today? Why is it up? Because everyone else told you wait for a pullback, the market looks weak, don't trade on Friday, and then today you get the move. And then on Monday or Tuesday next week, if the markets continue to gap up, they're going to be buying, and therefore we're going to be selling. So we'll be selling to the dumb money who buys on a Friday. So we always want to be proactive, not reactive. It's why I often look at the sentiment and look what everyone else is doing and do the opposite. Because when you're a contrarian, you're going to be one step ahead of these people. So again, just trying my best to pull back the curtain as someone who traded professionally, a lot of money, of the real way to trade options, not from 1995 or not working at some mutual fund. I'm telling you the real market, not the, you know, old old your grandmother's stock market. And we have so many names right now. Like so many names, so much short interest, so many different sectors, so many names with weekly options and next week options. It's pretty incredible. And what are you going to hear? You're going to hear this not next week. You'll hear it next week, pardon me. You know what you're going to hear next week? October is the what? Is October normally bullish or bearish for stocks? Y'all already know, right? What's the media going to say? They're going to say October is historically the worst time for the stock market, right? Oh, it's you, 9/10 out of 12 time the bearish for stocks, October. Oh. So what's going to happen in the market? It's going to go up when they say that, right? So that's going to be the thing you hear all next week. October is historically the most bearish month for stocks. So obviously, market's going to go where the max pain is, and that's higher, especially if we don't have a government shutdown. Government shutdown, it'll get a 1% down move and it will get bought back. No government shutdown, 2% rally, 3% rally, and everyone's going to be buying. All right, so we've been doing this quite a while from September 17th through basically today. We're at about a 67.5% win rate. The average return is over 8.5%. The over hold time is 3 days. The weekend, see the terms on the Trading Pub homepage. Little AMD buyer here. And please note, gang, I'm not trying to give y'all some terminal or some, system that will print out only winning trades. That does not exist. I often say if someone has a very high win rate, run away because I want to give you an edge in the markets, the best risk versus reward. But if you can't handle losing a trade, don't trade with money you can afford to lose. So you can always trade. Yeah, Kramer was bearish yesterday. Look what happened. I always say if you want to trade small, especially if you're new, toss the ego aside. Or if you want to trade with the demo or sim account, that's totally fine too. To build your repetition, that's fine. But you're going to have the perfect fills. So kind of make believe, which you won't if you had real money. And there is an emotional aspect in trading the markets. There really is. So I'm not going to tell you um, it's going to be the exact same. You know what I mean? But you can. Feel free to always do that. All right, and welcome to today's top events. We'll share the top three trade ideas for the weekend. And I love trading. Late day Friday is usually the best, especially because we have a couple names pending, possible buyouts like Warner Brothers, which I do have an eye on because it's almost seemed too quiet. Which when it's too quiet, it's usually when the info comes out. While most traders never consider trading over the weekend. Uh-oh. Was that y'all? Was that y'all who just hit Warner Brothers? Was that one of y'all who just bought Warner Brother calls? Who spent 92,000 on them? I I don't want to guarantee it. I would not be shocked if that was someone. How many people do we have? John, was it you? 300 people here. Was it? Oh God.
That's hilarious.
John, you really just slammed the Warner Brother calls? You didn't spread them out and do like how many? God darn it. Oh, they were only 48 cents. Oh wow, those are cheap. Okay. Well, they're cheap. Uh, never mind. If you're never mind. Oh God. You remind me of someone um who used to do that with Twitter back in the day, but it was 300,000 and Match.com, which actually was a lot more. It's all thanks to the Friday afternoon sip. God dang it. Oh, if I was trading size, I would have slammed 48,000 worth and then 40 grand worth within like a 10-minute period. Not all the same. But one that hints which stocks are most likely to pay out over the weekend. So we have a few names already. We call this a Friday afternoon signal wire. Yeah, I'm the same. Go big or go home. And they're often used by Wall Street to front trade in front of the weekend news, which has given our readers the chance to place a basic trade each Friday, spent their weekends doing the things they love the most. What am I doing this weekend? I don't even know. And wake up the very next Monday morning with some pretty awesome results. For example, wouldn't be shocked if that was T-Mobile too. This was in Adobe. This was a big stock. We saw the wire pattern flash, meaning something big could be making the headline news. Sure enough, in Adobe, normally I would never trade the stock, to be fair, because it's kind of expensive and I don't know, just usually not a mover. It got downgraded that week too, and the stock was kind of flat. But because the wire pattern flashed, I alerted traders to open a position. And Monday morning, the stock popped higher and had a nice 82%. Now, 2000 was over $3,640 in one weekend. That's more than most people make in a 40-hour work week. But our traders had the chance to do it in just one weekend. And as great as that is, it's certainly not the only time it's happened. Wasn't there, weren't y'all talking about Peloton earlier? Or am I mistaken? I thought I read some Peloton stuff earlier today. That was another one. Now, we did Qualcomm, 48%, Amazon, 63%, SQQ, if you need a hedge, that's the hedge play, SQQ. Basically, it's inverse the Nasdaq 100. And that's the reason why today's session is so important. Because I'm going to show you how to take advantage of these wires each and every Friday afternoon the market is open, and I'll even point you towards the very best of the best signals each Friday. Damn, they're really hammering these Teslas here. And as I mentioned, wires are often used by Wall Street and whales to trade ahead of the weekend news release. And by spotting them on Friday afternoon, we've been able to open a position in some of the big market moving stories. Hmm. Palo Alto Networks, PANW, the Friday afternoon wire flashed. We didn't know what was going to unfold, but just like last time, they were right. Palo Alto surprised investors. Joe says yeah, Peloton hit yesterday. That was it. Thank you, Joe. Yes. And they beat the earnings and it was good for 77%. $1,000 was over $1,700. Truthfully, when we started doing these in 2021, we started, I never expected these to work so well during times of uncertainty. If you don't recall, that's what kind of when the market was going all over the place, to say the least. But because, is that? There goes Mr. Lack again. We opened the trades on Friday and we look to close them on Monday. We are able to bypass a lot of the midweek volatility. As you saw, we stock market is basically flat for the week and capture some of the best returns in the US stock market. From Mac, 43%, Dr. Pepper, Keurig, 42%, IC, which was a buyout, a biotech name. Now, we don't win every single one. That's silly to say. Losses are a part of the game, and never bet the farm on a single investment. My neighbor just got goats, by the way. I thought I was going crazy. Yesterday, I was outside having a smoke of my Padron 1964 anniversary cigar, and I hear bah, bah, bah. And I go, what in the world? And then I went on the boat over here, and I was like, my neighbor got goats. I thought some bird was like having a seizure. They're very pretty. Now I want goats. But we've had some people like Lewis make 4,200 in 2 months. Damon, been for 2 weeks to pay for the program. Probably the same John in the chat. The big dog. You're going to be in Vegas, aren't you? Mary, 100%. Nancy, Pfizer. There's Peloton, 196%. And that's great. It happened in the past. But we want to go over the top three weekend trade setups. I feel like the pressure for RKT has never been higher. So if you're new here, that's me with long hair. That's me again with long hair. I don't want to read all that because it's in the past. Now, you probably realize holding a trade for more than a couple days is quite risky. The market is riddled with fears of inflation, doomsday, recessions, government shutdowns, and all that has made the markets volatile. So if you struggled recently, it's not because you're a bad investor. It's probably because the midweek volatility made it hard. You're probably trying to time the S&P, and that's always tough. And based on everything that's happened this year, it's not likely to change. By Friday, trading Friday through Monday, when the market is mostly closed, we've been able to bypass a lot of the vol, essentially sidestepping a lot of the ups and downs and isolate individual moves in individual stocks like ARM Holdings, Palantir. Remember Palantir at 60 bucks? Ah, the good old days. XYZ, 74%. TLT, which is usually a good hedge too, it just kind of is all wacky nowadays. And thanks to this wire pattern, we have a good idea which stocks could. Zen, I think that is first week of October. Christian, if you could help Zen out. I believe they told me yesterday that. We could see what names have weakened news, and it's given a major advantage in the kind of market we're dealing with today. For example, Royal Caribbean. Oh, there's the one of the cruise liners we were just talking about. We have what was it? Norwegian cruise today because we have a Carnival Monday. This was 330,000. That's a big order. I like that one a lot. Um, I love to see that again. Meaning Wall Street was betting that the weekend news could send shares higher in Royal Caribbean. So we issued the trade. I remember I was doing it. I think I was in Costa Rica too at the time because I looked like it. I remember that hat when I was rooster fishing in Costa Rica. Sure enough, Sunday afternoon, this article made headlines on Business Insider. The Royal Caribbean built the largest cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas. My aunt just went on it and said it was phenomenal. And then her boyfriend dumped her when they got back. I said, "You must have had too many margaritas." It was kind of mean, but funny. When the market opened on Monday, the trade was up 139%. The trades that followed along, if you did it with us, you would have had a double your money opportunity. But here's the thing. Had we held on any longer, yeah, I love rooster fishing too. That just reminded me that, oh no, I missed it. Is anyone holding EA? Is anyone holding EA calls from the other day? EA is looking to go private. It's halted. EA is halted. Wow. EA is halted. Shares are up 10 bucks. All the video game stocks here. Oh my days. They just hit calls to an EA the other day on the scanner. Oh, I remember looking at them too, and I was like, they're so expensive. Wow. Yes. Wow. Now, it was good. It was very good. Had you held on, you would have been wrecked by the volatile markets. And for that reason, I believe anyone trading the markets right now is having difficult with the midweek volatility. I mean, it's true. It seems like every day markets are either up or down. So I consider this safer because you're not exposed and you're not hoping and wishing the market does this or that or this or that, you know? You have a pretty good risk versus reward getting in Friday, getting out on Monday. Yeah, EA is back open. Wow. EA is up $20. It went from 171 to 196 now. Oh, wow. What a move. If you're in it, wow. It's probably gonna get, if they get bought out, probably two. Sony popping too. Sony popping if anyone's in those Japan ATRs. That was the one I gave. Sony popping here too. Because Trump's meeting in Japan next week. Sony, obviously, they make the PlayStation. Wow. Now, if you're wondering why is this possible, I wish they would have waited 2 more hours for the EA news and front run it with some flow. Nothing is kept secret right now. I mean, news is leaked all the time. I mean, look at EA, perfect example. It's leaked by everyone, media, journalists, hedge funds, corporate insiders, trade desks, lawyers, accountants. Now, Tyrone, because they're acting as a stock replacement. So basically, they're buying calls as a cheaper way and less capital than buying the shares of the stock and getting better leverage. In other words, news is leaked and is traded well before it makes the front page. I mean, I think we all experienced that this week in Intel, right? And that's happening a lot right now. Bloomberg said 42% of mergers are leaked before being announced. So unless you have access to this kind of information being passed around, there's really no way to get ahead of the headlines.